chance of the moment. It gives an opportunity for us to explain to you why we're doing this and to point out to you the responsibilities and obligations that flow from you receiving this house. Why are we doing this? Why is the government of Jamaica giving a fully subsidized house to people like the Mitchells? Well, first of all, the social conscience of the country is that all Jamaicans are entitled to a basic standard of living, particularly a basic standard of housing. And if you don't have that standard of housing, it detracts from the entire standard of living of the society. So you can imagine if you live in a community and one member of that community lives in a structure that is about to collapse. They have no proper sanitary conveniences. If it rains, it is as if their roof is like a sieve. If the wind blows with any form of strength, the house could collapse. Everyone in that community, their standard of living is low. And so the people in the community, their conscience would say, you know, there really should be some facility to help this one family. In times gone by, the community would have come together and they would have all pitched in and assisted, whether it is on Labor Day or some other community day, to help to support and rebuild. Not all communities have the wherewithal to do this, but it is still a part of our social consciousness. The government, in understanding the social conscience, that we should provide a basic standard of housing, of habitation, of shelter for our citizens, has developed what we call a social housing program. Now, some of you may have benefited from the program in the form of a building grant. And some of you would have gone to your member of parliament or to your councillor and you would have pointed out to him the condition of your bathroom, the leaking roof, you have no windows, your door is probably totally destroyed. And your member of parliament say, you know, I can't help you with everything, but I can give you a grant. And that grant may be able to take care of some small aspect of your home. But that's not enough. A building grant would not have helped the Mitchells. When I look at the before and after pictures, which are displayed just across there, clearly they would need an entire home. Now, we continue to give building grants, and every year thousands of Jamaicans benefit from building grants. Now, this particular program is designed to assist Jamaicans who are living in what could be considered the worst of the worst conditions. That's what it is designed to do. So we want to be able to assist those Jamaicans who find themselves in these very difficult living conditions. And how we have structured the program is that we have asked the members of parliament to assist in identifying and recommending beneficiaries. The members of parliament do not do it on their own. They don't go and just make up a list. Clearly, they would have a list because people would have come to their constituency offices, or when they go on tour their constituency, people would have approached them and they would have made a note of those persons who have approached them. So they do have a list. On average, what we are discovering is that the average constituency may have about 300 or so persons asking for some form of building assistance. Now, the members of parliament, though we ask them to recommend 5, I have not seen one that has recommended strictly 5. Sometimes they send in 20. Why do they do this? Because they don't want to take the responsibility of recommending only 5. So they pass it on to us at the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, where there is a committee which we call the Project Oversight Committee, and that is chaired by our chief financial, I keep saying chief, that's a private sector term, our principal financial officer in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. She's right here. She attends all the handing overs. Her name is Mrs. Judith Rob Walters. And that committee examines all the recommendations that are made, and there is a social investigation that is done. So when the MPs make the recommendation, another team takes it and they examine it, and they go and they check for themselves, they verify that the recommendations meet the criteria for the benefit. And they do a very thorough investigation. So I'm certain that the Mitchells would have seen a team come more than one time. So Mr. Mitchell is saying, and they check and they verify. Why do we do this? We do this because we know in the mind of the average Jamaican, there is a mistrust, a cynicism, that when government is handing over a benefit or giving away a scarce benefit, it is treated as if it is the spoils of war. And we have to get past that in our culture and in our view of government. And so for this program, we intend to make it a model program where the beneficiary, but more importantly, the people in the communities view the program with credibility and legitimacy. Legitimacy is very important, very important. And therefore, we go over and above what is required to ensure that the persons who benefit from the house deserve the house. Because the program would lose credibility if the person who is benefiting from the house didn't need it, but just down the road there is someone else who needs it. We know that the program is working because the community is in support of it. There's nobody saying that the Mitchells shouldn't get it. There may be people saying that I should get it, but I'm happy that you got it. And that's the general feeling, because there are people who would like to have the benefit, but they agree, they understand that they are genuinely in need. And that is why we call this program the Hope Program. Right? So this is a sub-element of the Hope Program. It's about restoring faith in the process of fulfillment. Because that's what hope is. Hope is that your desire, your aspiration will be fulfilled. Yes. And you have faith that it will be fulfilled. When you lose faith, that's when you believe that your aspirations will never be fulfilled. And therefore you have no hope. So yes, the aspiration of having decent housing has been fulfilled for the Mitchells. But it has been fulfilled in such a way that it restores faith in the system. And the restoration of faith in the system, faith in your government, faith in the people you elect, That is what restores hope. So the program is more than just a house. The program is rebuilding and restoring your faith in your government. And that can influence many other things in our country, change our perspective and our perception, and that could also change behavior. We see a lot of hopeless behavior in the society. People who are only living for today because they don't feel that tomorrow is a promise for them. People who don't want to sacrifice and work hard because they feel there is no reward in working hard. They've lost faith, they've lost hope. And that leads to the immediate gratification complex. That I want it today, I want it now. So if I can't get it today and I can't get it now, I'm going to rob, kill, and steal for it. And that is unfortunately something that has crept into our culture, crept into our psyche and our perception and our outlook as a people. And we have to change that. Right? And it starts with government restoring credibility and legitimacy in its actions. And this is one program in which we intend to use it as an example of that restoration. So with those words, I will invite Mr. Mitchell to speak on behalf of his family to say thanks to the taxpayers of Jamaica who have fully subsidized the home.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. MP, Councillor, caretaker, everybody. I am saying thanks on behalf of my wife and family. Sometimes when you work, some people say you don't get nothing because you work for nothing. But hard works pay. Hard works pay. And it showed today that my hard work was not in vain. It sufficed today. And as they said, the first step of 1,000 miles, they begin with the first step. Today, you guys see it possible to give me the first step, and I will continue for back 999. So go to the 1,000. So once again, I say to you, Mr. Prime Minister, thank you very much for handing me this house so that I can be comfortable in my life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. We are positive that you will be a model citizen and that the public will be proud of you. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance and participation here today. Mrs. Judith Walters and the Mitchells in the sign of the social contract and ribbon cutting. Once again, thank you and Merry Christmas when it comes.
Thank you, man.
All right, yes. So come this way. All right, so you're going to hold on to the scissors.
You want to start coming?
All right, everybody's ready because the light is going. All right, ready? After 1 million. Ready? 1 million. All right, and we're going to hand over your keys. Who should I, wait. Who should I give the key to? Who should I give the key to? All right.
Over praying.
I will like this.
Yes. Well,